a fresh voice on Monday nights. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Thursday, May 27th, 2021. A big welcome to those of you listening on TheWrestlingRevolution.com. You can bring our updates to your website. Email us, desk@justprowrestlingnews.com.
WWE.
The new lead announcer on Raw will be MMA broadcaster Jimmy Smith. He's not entirely new to WWE. Smith has done some work with NXT in the past. He'll replace Adnan Virk, who parted ways with WWE this week. WWE announced 3 new dates and cities for its return to live touring this summer. SmackDown will be at Cleveland's Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on July 23rd. Raw is going to be in Kansas City, Missouri at the T-Mobile Center on July 26th. And SmackDown will be at the Target Center in Minneapolis on July 30th. Today's NXT UK has Nathan Frazer versus Shaw Samuels.
AEW.
The Double or Nothing card is set, but on Wednesday we got a new match announced for the buy-in pre-show. Serena Deeb will defend her NWA Women's World Championship against Riho. Chris Jericho says Eric Bischoff will appear on Friday night's episode of Dynamite to host the celebration of the Inner Circle. Cody Rhodes told comicbook.com he's 99% sure that the TNT Championship will remain the TNT Championship even after AEW's weekly TV shows move to TBS next year.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Will Ospreay shared an update on the injuries that apparently forced him to relinquish the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. On Twitter, he said he's, quote, being referred for another MRI on my lower back, as well for fears I may have the same issue in my neck. Things ain't looking good, but I'm determined to come back this year, end quote. As for reports and rumors of Gaijin unrest in New Japan, Tama Tonga isn't really buying it.
Like, we might, maybe 1 or 2, but that's like anybody. There's unrest out there in WWE. There's unrest out there in AEW. Wherever you guys working at McDonald's is unrest right now.
That clip from the new episode of the Tama's Island podcast. El Desperado confirmed Wednesday that he was one of the New Japan wrestlers to test positive for COVID-19 this month. Kazuchika Okada and Taichi also confirmed their positive tests earlier this week. Okada made a surprise appearance at the start of Wednesday's New Japan card at Korakuen Hall. He said he's going after the vacant IWGP World title. The main event on that show saw Tetsuya Naito and Sanada beat Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. After the match, Naito issued a challenge for the Never 6-Man titles held by Goto, Yoshihashi, and Tomohiro Ishii. Goto accepted. There's no word yet on a date for that title match.
Impact Wrestling.
Tonight's Impact Wrestling has the Impact debut of a legendary name in Japanese wrestling, the former IWGP Heavyweight Champ Satoshi Kojima. Also announced for tonight's show, X Division Champion Josh Alexander and Petey Williams versus TJP and Falaba, plus a 10-woman tag match, Rosemary, Tenille Dashwood, Havoc, Rachel Ellering, and Taylor Wilde versus Deonna Purrazzo, Kimber Lee, Susan, and Fire and Flava.
Ring of Honor.
The latest wrestler announced for Ring of Honor's Women's Championship Tournament is Maserati. She was beaten by Angelina Love in a match that dropped on ROH's YouTube on Wednesday. Premiering today on ROH's YouTube, the latest clash between Sledge and O'Shea Edwards. That's Just Pro Wrestling News for Thursday, May 27th. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning, so please rate, review, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.